Okay guys, so welcome to week one of the programme. These little video clips that I'm going to put on are going to be coming to you each week with a sort of particular theme for each week of the programme. I've tried to include the most important ones in the early weeks, following through to some additional stuff as we go through the programme. And with these clips, what I want you to do is just to apply these tips and techniques throughout the entire programme. So although each week has a different theme, I want you to use each of these and add it to your toolkit going through the entire programme. So without further ado, the first theme this week for week one is going to be the principles of fat loss. So with fat loss, what is fat loss? It sounds kind of obvious. Obviously it's the removal of fat from your body, but fat loss and weight loss aren't the same thing. Okay, everyone talks about weight loss and watching the pounds go down in the scale, but fat loss and weight loss aren't the same thing, okay? And this is a fat loss program, it's not a weight loss program, okay? So what's the difference between fat loss and weight loss? Well, there's three ways you can lose weight. You can lose muscle, you can lose water, or you can lose body fat. So for fat loss, obviously we want to lose the body fat, okay? So, in both cases, the scale is going to drop, most likely, okay? If I was to cut off all your body fat and sit it on a scale, it would weigh something. So as we go through this fat loss process, the scale number is going to come down. And obviously with weight loss the same, the scale would come down. So the real question is, what kind of weight are you losing, okay? If you lose 3 pounds on the scale in a week, how do we know that it's 3 pounds of body fat rather than 3 pounds of muscle or 3 pounds of water or a combination? Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the fundamental things that you need to do in order to achieve fat loss, okay, in order to guarantee as much as possible that the weight that you're losing is body fat. So the first thing you're going to want to do is hit your calorie target, which I will have set for you in your nutrition plan. Hit your calorie target, okay? The next thing is you're going to hit your minimum protein target. The next thing is that you're going to hit your minimum fibre target. And really the last thing to make sure that it's mostly body fats coming off is that you're going to train with weights, okay? You're going to do resistance training, okay, which I'll have designed the program for you. And basically if you do those things and you do them well, then you can guarantee that the majority of the weight you're losing is body fat, okay? To give you an example of someone who isn't doing things right, would be someone who isn't hitting their calorie target, okay, so they might be going over or they might be going under. Someone who isn't eating a lot of carbohydrates, okay, so I'm sure you've heard of low carb diets and keto diets. That's usually not what we do on this program. The reason is, if you take all the carbs out your diet, you're going to lose a lot of water, okay? Now remember I said I don't want rid of muscle or water, I just want rid of the body fat, okay? So doing silly things like low carb diets is going to, I don't know if it's all body fat that's coming off, because it could be a lot of water that's coming out. We don't want that, okay? If that person's not training hard with weights, how do we know that they're not losing muscle, okay? The body, if you're eating in a calorie deficit, your body is depleted, it's needing energy, and it would happily break down muscle tissue to give you that energy, okay? you must train with weights and do resistance training regularly as part of a fat loss program. If you don't do that, I can't guarantee that the 3 pounds you lost this week is body fat. Okay, so hit your calorie target, hit your protein target, hit your fibre target, and train hard with weights. Okay, and ideally, we want some carbohydrates in the diet. So the mix between carbohydrate and fat is flexible as long as you hit your calories. I don't mind if you eat a little bit higher fat and less carbs, or a little bit more carbs and less fat, but it's never going to be low carb. Okay, and if you do those things, we can guarantee that when you lose weight, it's body fat that you're losing, which is great. Okay, so that's it. That's the basic principle of fat loss versus weight loss.